Hello everybody, my name is Christian Aldo and welcome to the Plastic General. In today's episode, we're going to travel to North Africa and we're going to ride along with the British SAS, better known as the Desert Rats. What we're going to do is we're going to raid some Italian and Africa Korps columns behind enemy lines. Does that sound exciting? Let's go to war! Fire! Good day to you men. My name is Captain Sterling. I've assembled you all here today because today is the first day that the SAS will be launching this new elite attack group called the Desert Rats. As you know, the British Army has not been doing well as of late. So I've devised this new strategy. We are going to attack the Italian and German columns. We're going to do hit and run tactics, using this armada that we have of fast-moving vehicles laden with heavy weapons. We're going to hit them hard, and we're going to hit them right where it hurts. So gear up. We're going to give it right to them. Hello everybody, look at me. I'm under the hot North African sun, and here I am with a real Bren gun. Wow, this, what a Bren gun. Anyway, I bet you're asking, who are the Desert Rats? And the Desert Rats are a special unit created by the British Air Service. And they're an early form of commando unit. And they were created by a man named David Sterling. And he came up with the concept to deal with the Italian and German forces in North Africa. They needed to raid behind enemy lines with souped up jeeps with Browning and Vickers machine guns. Like hit them really hard and drive away really fast. They would dress up like this, wearing kind of like loose turbans on their heads. And this is a real authentic white T-shirt I have here, but it looks pretty good. I'm like Lawrence of Arabia. Anyway, let's get into the first sets. This first offering we're going to show off today is by Ricky's World of Toys on Facebook. So it's at Ricky's World of Toys, and it's all one word. So Rick's World, what he does is he specializes in British-made, Britain's Detail, Airfix, and Matchbox. You know, all the great stuff made in the 70s. And what Rick does is he customizes things using these classic toys to fill that much-needed and much-loved genre. So here's the first thing that Rick did for us. What he did is he took a Britain's Detail U.S. Jeep, and then he took a Britain's Detail 8th Army figure, and he put the head of one of the Arabs from what's it called? The French Foreign Legion set on his head. And then he created the SAS Desert Rats by doing that. So this was the other seated figure that came with the Vickers machine gun set. So there they are, driving and fighting in the U.S. Jeep, and of course it's laden with all kinds of extra jerry cans and other supplies. Here's another one that Rick did for us. Now this one is a Jeep done by DINKY, and it's armed with two of the Vickers heavy machine guns with the big cylinder drums on the top, so it can have a lot of heavy firing. And look at this guy, because there was a nice mix of these fighters. This guy was from the French, the Free French. He's wearing a Free French head and hat, keepy hat.
The next offering is one that I did. I was inspired by Ricky's work. So what I did is I took an old Timmy's Jeep, which is slightly oversized, and what I did is I built on top of it to make it look like one of those Pink Panthers. But then I found out those Pink Panthers came out after World War II. But anyways, I made it really laden with equipment and jerry cans, and then I created this figure here, like the 50 caliber machine gun fits in there. But then I made this figure so he can operate the 50 caliber. It fits in there nicely, and there it is there. So here we have 4 more foot figures, and Rick's World of Toys did these 3 here by affixing existing heads from other sets, but it's very expensive to do that. So what I did is I took 2-part epoxy, and I think this is a milliput, and you get 2 equal types of putty, and you mix them together. And then what I did is I just sculpted a turban on his head, and let it dry. And an hour later, we had a nice turbaned British figure. So we have a couple guys here firing Thompsons, and a couple guys here firing Brens, and this guy's an Australian, which is really cool. And let's say this guy was a Greek, because the Greeks and Australians also joined the fight. So there you have it. So there you have it. This is my personal collection of British SAS, otherwise known as the Desert Rats. You can get them from Rick's World of Toys on Facebook, at Rick's World of Toys on Facebook. Go for it. They're fantastic. I'm in love with them. I need more. So the Desert Rats have to fight somebody, right? Who are they going to fight? Italian Infantry, North Africa. This particular set is a 132 scale set made by 21st Century Toys. And I have to admit, guys, I've cheated just a little bit, and I painted their helmets from like a brownish gray to a desert tan, so that it's more useful for the desert campaign. The first figure here is firing a Carcana 1938 Italian rifle from waist while advancing a bit. And the second figure is pointing with his Italian finger point, and he's pointing at pasta, and he's holding on to some binoculars. Very dangerous figure. He's a pointer. Poses 3 and 4 are both holding Carcano rifles, Italian rifles. One figure is advancing, and the other figure is firing his rifle off of his knee. And poses 5 and 6, figure holding on to rifle, kneeling down. And this figure is a very awkward pose of him kind of semi-standing, kind of sharpshooting a little bit. He's shooting his rifle. Not that good of a pose. It's not that violent of a set, but they are Italians. I guess they'd rather be hanging out, like at cafes and stuff. But with all my extra figures, there was no way I was going to settle with those light poses. So what did I do? I do what the plastic general does best. I convert. So this figure here is kneeling and throwing a grenade, and this figure is standing with his rifle at waist, getting ready to throw a grenade. These are conversions that I made myself to help toughen that platoon up a bit. 3 and 4. The 2 kneeling figures, I converted them to artillery figures. And so both these figures are kneeling, holding on to 90 millimeter shells for the next piece that's coming up. And finally, the last figure is a commander firing a Beretta handgun. And I love this figure. That's what they should have made in the first place. I'd rather have him firing a Beretta than pointing. So there you have it. The entire crew of Italian Infantry, North Africa, made by 21st Century Toys. This includes the 6 real poses and then the 5 conversions that I made myself. Ossimo. Now, I love this next offering, and I know you're going to love it too. This is a model kit created by IBG in 135th. What it is, it's an Italian 90 millimeter auto cannon. So this was a really, really fine anti-aircraft / anti-tank gun that was created by the Italians. A really, really good weapon. And this particular version was carted around by a truck, and so then it would stop at an opportune position, and these guys could elevate the gun and fire in the air, or they could have it come down and blow tanks out of the sand. So I'm going to show you how nicely this goes. These are 132 scale figures. So you have the commander, fire, and then of course I have my my guy loading the shells. So to give you an idea of scale, isn't that awesome? Oh, by the way, when the truck would stop, these legs would come out, and what it would do is stabilize the gun platform. And it turns around nicely. It's awesome. Sometimes also the Italians would have these guns, and they would just be platformed on the ground with little wheels or something. But it was basically the Italian version of the German 88, but it was 90 millimeters. So there you have it. It's the IBG 135th scale Italian 90 millimeter autocannon. This next kit is by ITALERI. It's the Italian Sahara. And it has a 30, no, it's got a 47. Oh, I hate that. Yes! It has a 47 millimeter cannon on the back. So the premise of this thing was, here's the driver. The driver would sit in this giant open-topped, souped up car. They would drive around, and let's say you have a guy with the shell here, and he loads the 47 millimeter up, and you have a commander saying, shoot! And he's pointing that dangerous finger of his. And they would drive really fast. This was a really amazing vehicle. And they would fire the thing off, blow someone away, and go, and drive away really, really fast. And they would carry tons of fuel on the sides of the vehicle. They'd have some a tire in the front. And this thing was actually a really, really good and reliable vehicle. Very effective. They should have kept up with stuff like this instead of making those junky Italian tanks. But it's a good one. The Sahara, 135th scale by ITALERI. finally, for the last set that we're going to review today, this is a classic. This goes all the way back to like 1970, 1971. This set was by Matchbox, and it is the infamous 132 scale Africa Korps. And the first figure in the set, in the 12-post set, is Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox himself. And these figures were painted by Jonathan from Kingpin in Toronto. Look at that. Erwin Rommel. He painted him so accurately, but he forgot to get like the coal sores on his lips that you always see. The blisters on his lips. Poses 2 and 3. There seems to be some sort of squad leader holding an MP40 Schmeiser, and this guy's running with a Mauser rifle. And they're both wearing tan-colored, tan-painted helmets, or accurately called dark yellow. Poses 4 and 5. 2 more figures running, one with the Schmeiser and the other one with the Mauser. And they're wearing, of course, their visored field caps. The famous Africa Korps caps, which I've ordered one. One's coming to me soon, so I can use it in battle. Poses 6, 7, and 8. And what we might as well. And 9. We have a figure firing an MG34 machine gun, and this figure here is assisting the machine gunner throwing a potato masher grenade. This figure here is lying down with an ammunition box feeding the machine gun, and this guy is just laying down low because he wants to make it home on time for Christmas. Can you blame him? The Allies named these types of weapons Hitler's buzzsaw, and for good reason. I think it fired 1,200 rounds a minute. And for poses 10, 11, and 12, good old-fashioned standard firing poses. All you manufacturers out there, firing poses. Without firing poses, toy soldier sets are useless. Get it? You need your firing poses. The first figure is standing sharpshooting, firing a Mauser. The second figure is standing, firing a Schmeiser from waist. And the third figure is firing his Mauser. He's kneeling, sharpshooting his Mauser. One guy's wearing a helmet. Two guys are wearing visored caps. One guy's wearing shorts. Two guys are wearing shorts. One guy's wearing pants. He's sweating profusely. So there they are in all of their glory. Matchbox 132 scale Africa Korps, all 12 poses. Jonathan from Kingpin, you did an amazing job. I love them so much. I want to eat them. And you will too.
Well, men, I'm very sorry to hear that your mission did not go as smoothly as we planned. But as you know, any operation does need some ironing out, and we've come to the conclusion that we will no longer be hitting the enemy during the day. From now on, we're going to terrorize them at night. So tomorrow night, we're going to hit a fuel depot / airstrip of the Germans, and we're going to blow them to smithereens, because that's what they deserve. And we're going to give them hell. All right, men? Rest up, because tomorrow is the big day.
that one. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't think I'm cut out for the SAS. Too dangerous. Anyway, that's all we have for today. But if you like the Plastic General, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell so you can always be notified about future episodes. And if you like those desert rat figures like I do, go to Ricky's World of Toys on Facebook, and he'll do you up an awesome batch of desert rats. And remember, if you have any comments, write those comments. If you have any criticisms or any hate mail, or if you want to stalk me, I'm easy to find and to kill. Oh yeah, guys, we want to continue making these episodes. So if you want to donate to the show, we accept donations at PayPal, and we will definitely spend that money and buy expensive weapons and Jeeps. This Jeep cost us a fortune, but we need those pledges from you guys to keep this show going. Anyway, my name is Christian Aldo. I'm the Plastic General. Long live 132 World War II. We'll see you next time. Yeah, can I please have a bacon double cheeseburger, a large fries, and a chocolate banana milkshake?
That'll be $15, please.
Yeah, okay.